Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Tings. I'm Mr. Clark, and I want to hit on three topics this morning. I want to hit on two that I dealt with before, and I want to hit on a new one. But what I'm going to do, I want to be able to emphasize on the fact that social media, used correctly to educate, to give knowledge, all right, and to publicize, can bring results. No, I want to hit on the first one. The first one is, remember I did a video a couple of weeks back on an incident that occurred in a Bristol area where a, a person who purported to be the landlord or landlady would have went and knocked out the windows of a house and got the electricity disconnected. Anyway, a lot of you commented, and I want you to know that people view your comments. Your opinions really count, The more opinions, the more people who comment on the matter, and people see, because a democracy, the majority counts, and people see your opinions, they are able to understand, well, listen, you see this? This isn't right. And no matter even if you have the right to do something, you understand there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. As I said before, and just a short refresher, this guy was renting this house for about, let's say, 12 going to 13 years. He rented it from an elderly lady. The elderly lady passed, etc., right? Somebody has come now from within the area and said that the house and land were theirs, etc., etc. Asked him to leave, give him a very short period of time themselves, encourage some other people who are friends of them who work within a government agency to come and tell him he got to leave, etc., etc. As we said, this is not the way it's done. They came a day, knocked out his windows, got his electricity turned off. What's happened now, since we would have publicized it, all right, is that the electricity, the meter is back on the house. Because remember, the electricity was in his name and he was not in arrears. All right, so the Barbados Light and Power had no right to do that without documentation from somebody saying that the house is theirs. Anyway, that is back on. And what we are hearing has happened, when you damage something and it's not yours, you can be charged criminally for it. What we are hearing is that the person who broke out the windows has been charged for breaking out the windows. Not only that, but there are other civil proceedings which are in the runnings right now relevant to that. But I'm going to tell you what happened, because a couple of people whom I believe were friends of this person messaged me and told me how I said that I wouldn't post this thing, and I posted it and I tell the truth. But I can tell you something, I don't just run things haphazardly, because when I do something, I like to make sure I investigate and make sure it is factual. And sometimes if I don't know for a fact, you will hear me asking questions. I have here the will. This is the will. If you look, you see the last will and testament. This is the will of the lady whom the gentleman rented the house from. And there's a section here, I don't want to misquote it, okay? Section 9 of the will, where it states that she has given, devised, and bequeathed the house to somebody. The person is not the person who went and knocked out the windows. She gave the house to somebody else. So that person had no right to knock out the windows. The house is not theirs. And even if the land was theirs, even if the land is theirs, they don't have the right. There's a particular way. The law says there's a particular way. However, from the information we have, the land, if it is to be theirs, because there was an arrangement between them and the deceased lady as far as the purchase of the land. But from what we have here, I have here a mortgage from a financial institution, the City of British Credit Union to be exact, which states that a loan was taken out in order to buy this particular property. And from our records here, You see, I have all of them. I have all of them. Look, 1, 2, 3. The deeds are still in the hands of that financial agency. So you know that until the loan is done paid off, the financial institution is still the owner. So it means that that person does not have the suzerainty over the property or the house. And as we said, we've heard that they were charged. So there are a lot of things that can happen as a result of this. There are a lot of repercussions. One thing can cause what is called a domino effect. Because you turn off the guy's electricity, so he has stuff in the fridge. He lost all his food items that were kept cold. He lost use of his television. He lost use of his fan. He lost use of many things. The barber said the power has to look at things themselves too, relevant to this. And then there's the criminal damage and the psychological and emotional distress it would cause him. So there are other things that are in the works relative to that person. I'm letting you know this. Your comments help. We had more than 40-something views relevant to that. And your comments, I want to thank you, people of Barbados. I thank you. I love my people. Anyway, the next thing, remember we spoke also about a guy who had left his home because he got into trouble. Only a week, and NHC came and took out all his things with his pregnant girlfriend came and found she could get into the house. All his things were out. And they gave the house to somebody who works at NHC. Now my understanding is that the person who works at NHC does not live there, but they rent out the house to somebody else. Could you believe that? I want you all really get the gist of this. First, to lose all the man's earthly possessions. The things he had that were mementos of his grandmother, his barber chairs, all the passport, ID card, everything. Take him out of the house. This after he paid off like about $6,000 or so to get back in the in the black relevant to the arrears his grandmother had accrued. And then you put him out after only a week, only to find out now that the charges were dismissed for lack of prosecution. That's the document I have. All right, the charges were dismissed. So he loses freedom, he loses possessions, he loses everything. And now you give it to somebody who works with the same institution who has dispossessed him, and now they're renting it out, which is not supposed to be done. All right? Anyway, I want you all to tell me what you think about that. Last but not least, a situation was brought to me this morning relevant to some school children. I don't want to say what school they went to, but they went to one of the oldest secondary schools. And they live somewhere in St. John. However, what happened with them is that they went to catch a bus, a Beaumaston bus to be exact, at 4:15 p.m. to get home. And while getting on to board the vehicle, because the vehicle is one of those transport augmentation program vehicles, the bus driver asked them how far they're going. They said they're going Messiah Street. And the bus driver would not let them get on the bus. He told them, no, we're on a society bus. Children, you're young, they got off the bus and waiting on a society bus. The society bus did not come until 8:30 the night. So their parents are in distress, etc. You understand? And they know, you're not on a bus at 8:30 the night to now get home. I want you all to tell me how you all think about this. I was told this morning. You understand? I was told this morning. I don't know what the situation is with the augmentation program or how those drivers are paid. I don't know if because school children have a free pass or how they're board that if they don't get paid for them. But what right does the driver have to tell children, if this is correct, that they can't board, that they shouldn't board his bus to wait for another one? School children trying to get home, 4:15. And then the thing about it is that the people are from that area saying that the buses running to Society are not punctual. So look at this. They have to wait from 4:15 until 8:30 before they go home. Especially mothers. They want you all to tell me something. Y'all feel that's fair? How y'all will get on? No, the people are calling, the family are calling the transport board. And they seem to be getting the run around. So you know me. You know me, my mom ain't got on the cover, so I calling somebody there, and they going down there myself, because I want to know if it's true. You understand? I want to know the reason why a bike driver would do that. I want to know what excuse, if they had children, they would want the children to give them for coming home at that ungodly hour of the night. Because school done every since. You understand me? Anyway, just a little something for you there. I have something else I want to speak about, and this is relevant to job security in Barbados. I have a lot of complaints from government agencies, private agencies, all kind of agencies with people. So I want you to realize that we, as black people here in Barbados, we seem to be third or fourth class. It looks that way, you know? Anyway, I'll come back to you later on this evening with another edition of Come Out Things. Have a wonderful day. Keep your spirits up. Keep your tempers down. And remember, please, do something good for someone today. Winston Clark, I'm out.